Hello everyone, welcome on back. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to be working on our shaker cards today. In our live, we talked about shaker cards and I said I would do a full video. So that's what we're going to do today. So I will be showing you different ways that I make my shaker cards. Now just remember, nobody's right, okay? There's lots of different ways to make shaker cards. I will show you a few different ideals and how I do them. Now let's talk for the acetate. You can use anything for acetate. If you have these like bubble wrappers, whatever they call them. This piece here, I would cut out and save because it's a pretty flat piece. But these pieces might be too small. But so keep these pieces and just cut out what you think you'll need and then you can throw the rest away. But I save pretty much everything. This one here is from Punch. And so this is a nice rectangle piece here. So, you know, otherwise you can buy acetate, but a lot of packaging has acetate on these days. So I usually just cut off what I'll need and toss the rest. And then I have a drawer that's all full of acetate. Next, I use glue and tape. And I also use craft foam as instead of foam tape, I'll use craft foam. Now, I usually get to another thickness. This one here is like, I think less than 1/8 of an inch thick. It's really thin. It is about 1/16 of an inch thick. So for me, that's not thick enough. But I don't have any of the thicker stuff left. I have to buy some more. So what I would do is I would take 2 sheets, either put down tape or glue, put them together, and then just cut off strips. So then I would just cut strips off like that. And you can hand cut them. The cutters work not the best, but my rotary cutter works the best, and it does leave a nice line in there that you can follow if you want to be straight. You can also just take them and use a ruler. Just use a ruler if you want to be more straight, and take a craft knife and cut it down. So it just makes strips. They're not going to show. And I tend to use like, you know, try to match the color I'm using, or just get plain white. Okay, so that's kind of what I use on that. So now the first one we're going to do is a very simple one. And it's really not going to have any bulk in it. So that this is a shaker. If you guys want to make a shaker, this is very easy to make. So you can make any kind of shape in the middle. I'm just doing a basic rectangle for you guys. You can hand cut that out yourself if you don't have like a Cricut or any other kind of die cutting machine. Or take a square or whatever, hold it on there and then trace around and then hand cut it out. You know, there's a lot of different options you can do. You can get a circle. Let me see what I have. What do I have here? Okay, like I would use the lid, my Mod Podge, and then trace around there and cut a circle out. So you can make any shape you want. But this is the basic. So let's put this part aside. I already put tape on here because you guys don't want to see me, you know, lay tape down all day long. Okay, so we're going to take the tape off of this side. So just take, you can glue, but for these bigger pieces, I'm going to tape. I usually glue, but it takes a little bit longer to dry. So because we're on camera, I'm going to use the tape. But you can do either one, whichever you like to use. I do keep tape on hand for some things. Now it's very sticky. So let's put that down there, and we're going to put in, I just made this shaker mix up. You want to use, for this, you don't want to use anything bulky because this is going to be flat. So you basically want to just stick with sequins. You don't really want any bulk. You don't want no pearls. You don't want no bubbles. You don't want, you know, you want to keep everything flat. So I'm just going to put these in. You can put as many as you want. There's a couple little pearls left in there. It should be okay, but I'm going to take them out. But I don't think they'll be too bulky in this one. Okay. Like I said, this one, they don't move around a lot in your card because we're making just a flat shaker. This is like the easiest shaker for anyone to make. It gives you the effect of a shaker, and it's pretty easy. Now we're going to take this one and keep the tape on. Don't take the tape off yet, but we're going to lay this on top of this one. And as close as you can get. And the acetate will grab your sequence. Okay, and you can see they still move around, but a lot of them will stay in place, which I really like. So like there's like no bulk to this. Okay, so now we're going to take this tape off and we will be taping it down. Oops, I got to secure my tape better. Make sure you do that. You know, I'm rushing, I'm on camera. Trying to get as many done here as we can. Okay, so let's take off the tape again. You know me, I prefer using glue because I have some leeway time in glue. So if you stick it down in the wrong spot, okay. Now I'm going to bring this over and hope I can see. And I'm going to try to get it on as straight as I can here. And we're just going to put it, try not to get my tape to show on the other side if possible. So I'm doing this the best I can, upside down and everything else, okay? Close that up, and there. Now, we're not done, we're gonna decorate it a little bit too. But on this side, if you want, you can put up like a picture in there or just stamp the saying, whatever you want. I'm gonna leave it blank. We're gonna decorate the top a little bit. But see how easy that was to make? Okay, what are we gonna put? Okay, we're gonna put this happy birthday right about there. And then what else I got over here, laying over here? I just grabbed a bunch of things. I think we'll put this little flower down in the corner. All right, so let me grab my tweezers and my little bottle of glue. So I just grab on here somewhere, and we will just put some dots on here. Now this I did cut out with the Cricut, but if you have dies, like you guys know, I don't do a lot of dies because I got my Cricut. There's sometimes, like a lot of times, if it's very, very intricate, I may have use a die. So, I mean, I still use them, but I just think for me, it's a waste of money because I do have a Cricut. Okay, now let's take that down. You guys tell me, am I straight? You know, and the camera looks different than... And I think we'll put that right down there. Nope, I think we'll leave it in the corner down here. Just for a little something. I'll bring it up close at the end, so you guys see. Regular art glitter glue works just fine. Art glitter or... And that's a flower I've gotten from, I believe that one's from AliExpress. You know, I can't remember anymore which one of those it came from. So here you have a simple, quick, easy shaker card. You got the effect. There's no bulk on that. You can send that, no problem. There's no bulk. And I like to fill it up a little bit more because I want some of them to stay put, which they do. A lot of them stay put. But you can fill it as much as you want or as less as you want. Now, if you don't want to put a picture on the back, you can definitely take, here, I got a scrap piece of white here. You can put a piece on the back here to cover that up like that. So you can do that too, and then leave your inside. So that'll cover all that up inside if you don't want that to show. On this one, I don't really mind, because a lot of times I will, but you can go ahead and just take another piece of paper and put it in there. I wouldn't put the white though for myself right now because I did all this in white. So that's why I like to keep it just like that. So there's one. That's a quick, easy one. Let's move some of our stuff. We'll keep this out, but we'll move some of the garbage off to the side. All right, so I thought we'll do a 4th of July one. So I got some of it done already because you don't want to sit here and watch me. Well, this one was off the die. We will be cutting one with my die cut machine with my Empress. Okay, so I just need to make a card base here. So I just need to score it at 4 1/4. Get that one going. I was thinking of samples. I'm like, well, let's see. We got the 4th is coming up, so let's go ahead and work on that. Now I'm going to take a piece of white and put it on top. Layer it on top there. You know me, I like to layer. Maybe sometimes I like to layer too much, but... Okay. Just center it. And this is why I like glue, because I have some leeway time to center the best I can. Now, I made some stars. I already put these ones together. And I put little shaker stuff inside. So I got 2 different size blue. And now we'll put the red one, finish putting the red one together. So I'm just using paper that I cut out on the Cricut. So I took this star, made it a little bit smaller, and cut out the center. So I got this. So because I need one that's going to have the acetate on, and then we're going to layer these. So now I like to layer 6 pieces together. So for the first thing I already glued on, because glue takes a little longer to dry on acetate. Remember that. So I already glued the acetate onto one side. Now let's glue this one down. And I think these ones had a right and a wrong way. So let me play with it a second. Because the way it cut out, I just want to make sure I'm getting it on. Okay, that looks good, just like that. So let's put some glue on. And then we'll get this one together. Squeeze, make sure it's together. And then we are going to put it on the solid piece, because you don't want your little things to spill out. And then I got my little 4th of July patriotic mix there. Okay, so let's glue this one on. So this is paper. Like I said, sometimes I use foam. Sometimes I use foam. Would be, you have to cut it really thin to do foam on here. That's why I like the paper method that I like. Just cut out, paper is cheap. Just cut out a few extra, glue them together. Okay, let's get this out of my way here. Okay, now we're going to throw down a few pieces of the mix. Get a few of everything in there. This big star might be too thick. Let's turn that upside down. I want some of these stars. Here's a red star. That's stuck. Oh, that's one of the fat pieces. That's not going to really work very well. Take these little pieces here. And put in as much as you want. Try to get some of these smaller pieces to come out. There's another star we'll put in there. And we'll put a white one in there. And then this little... And then kind of get them in a single layer if you can. Until you can get the cover on. Okay. Now, should I bring you guys down just a little bit while I'm doing that? Wrong way. Okay, now we are going to put the acetate piece on top. And that'll hold everything in. You can make anything into a shaker. Let me see first if I have it the right way. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, you can turn anything to if you know how to use your Cricut. You know, you just gotta cut a center out. So you can turn anything into a shaker. You can do just a simple one like we did here. Or you can do more intricate ones. Just try to make sure it's all on there even. And I'm pushing one way. I just pushed it off. Oops. Got the acetate on there, so remember it's going to be a little slippery until it dries. Okay, and now let's put it on. Let's see. Let's lay it out. We'll put that one up in the corner. Big one down here. And then I did this. I think that'll look pretty good right about there. What do you think, guys? And I'm definitely not going to pop these up because they're very dimensional already. See, by putting 6 layers together, that comes out to be, I believe, that is 1/8 of an inch. And this is the cheap 60-pound Michaels cardstock that I'm using for the shakers. I don't usually use my good 110-pound, but you can use whatever you want. You can put for your top layer, you could put a pattern piece on if you'd like. You will see I am working on the patriotic wreath, which will come out for the July 4th holiday. So I will be making, of course, the stars, and I like to layer for my wreath. So like I said, just put these on wherever. And then let's make sure I still have a spot for that. And I have some of this foam here I'm going to use to pop up the saying. This is just some leftover pieces that I keep. You can use regular foam dots. I just have this ready. You can use, like if you have lots of scraps of chipboard. Chipboard works really well. Chipboard works really well for popping things up. In fact, you'll see that when I start making that album. I'll use chipboard on the cover for popping my dimensionals up. Okay, so just have that on the back. Okay. Put some more glue on it. And we don't want to put it upside down. I think I'll keep it down here. Because these were dimensional, I wanted to make sure this stayed dimensional too. Now, it's kind of boring plain, right? Don't worry, I'll fix it up. You know me, I have a stash. So I have these, I got a bunch of them. I have red, white, and blue stars. And they're flatbacks and they're really thin. About 1/8 or so. And you can kind of see they're really not glittery, but they got like a metallic to them. And I'm quite sure these were AliExpress. Anything I can find, I will link. A lot of my stash I've had, you know, I've been shopping AliExpress before I started doing YouTube. So some of my things are going to be a little harder to get you guys. All right, let's flip these over so that I'm going to use my pickup tool. So I use any kind of wax thing, and I'm just going to put some dots. Red. White don't show up so good, but that's okay. It shows in person. And then let's pop one over here. I think we'll do a red one because there's a lot of blue. Well, I guess it really don't matter over here. And I think I will put a red one right in the middle here, just to kind of break that up a little. My problem is I never know when to stop. But now, didn't that add a little something to that plain white? I mean, it was pretty before, but just adding a little bit of embellishments. And you know, that's, since I started the channel, I am using a lot more embellishments and stuff. And trying to keep a stash build up so that when I think of a project, I'm hoping I have it on hand. Now, isn't that pretty? I know it's hard to shake it on camera, but it moves in there. So that was quick and easy. These stars did not take me that long to cut out. Like I said, there's 6 layers. So I think it's a, let's see what size we have. I have a 3, 2.5, a 2, and a 1.5 inch stars. So that's what I have on mine. You can change the size. I had the acetate, the Cricut cut the acetate star out too. so that I wouldn't have to hand cut that. Sometimes you can just hand cut. All right, so that's another way of using with the paper, right? Okay, let me move some of this stuff out of my way. Now for this one, we're gonna make a simple balloon shape. You can get balloon shapes. You guys can make a balloon shape. That's pretty easy. I try to stick with kind of basic things. Like a lot of times you guys might have a star die. I used to have a balloon die, but you know, before I started the channel, I thought, well, we don't need all this stash I have because I don't use half of it. So what did Jean do? She got rid of a lot of things that she didn't use that much. And I'm like, which is true because I have my Cricut. So a lot of things I don't need to use. So let's glue this down first so that it'll have time to dry while we're working with the rest. So we're just going to put glue. And I like to keep kind of to the outer edge here. So we don't want it seeping too much. Light hand. I got my little bottle with the little metal tips. I will link these bottles I get off of Amazon. They have a variety of different long tips. So you have all different sizes. So I really like those. I use those for when I'm doing some fine detailing work and everything, where I don't want to make sure the glue doesn't come out so fast. Okay. And then just lightly press it because you don't want to squish it out. And I try to go outwards when I press. So you get the glue to go on the outside, not the inside. Okay, we'll let that sit. And we are going to work on, I'm just going to use this for now. We are going to put, I want to put it on the back of this. So we're going to put foam. Yeah, just to make sure. Well, it don't matter. I can put it on the front of this one. All right. So I already put tape on both sides. This time I'm using tape because the foam is going to take a little longer to dry. I don't normally use the tape. I do use glue instead of tape, but we need to get this done. So I'm going to go just along the edge all the way around with this. And now the problem is when you use the tape, it's not as flexible. So I'm going to take both sides off. It's just not as flexible when you put that tape on. That's why I usually like to use glue. But I want to show you guys because there's a lot of people out there that don't use glue. They prefer to use tape. So I put tape on both sides. This is the 1/8 that is. I just had it sitting here. I think that's like 1/8. Ugh. It's very sticky. You know this stuff is really sticky. I believe this is, nope, this is 1/4 inch. So keep in mind too, when you're making things, how wide your tape is. With glue, it's not so bad. But when you're doing the tape method, you don't want really wide tape. So take some more of that off and just keep going around. But I would use glue on this. Tape works well. Just do a little bit at a time so that you don't. And now you want to make sure you meet down here. You don't need to worry about this little piece at the bottom here. Like this little piece, we don't need to go. We just want to go in an oval. And then I'm going to cut off right about there. And then make sure they're together. Put that in there. Just like that. Okay. Easy peasy. That was foam. That was using 2 layers of my craft foam. I didn't like the dark purple with it, so I used the white. But I usually try to match the color I'm using, but you use what you got, right? I try to use what I got. What do I have for sequins? Okay, so this one I have a mix of, I have some of those like plastic, those little bubbles too. The little clear bubbles. I have some of them. And some sequins and some little stars. And I have quite a bit of different mixes and stuff. And then I will also make my own mixes. Like, so I added a few things to this one. I added these flowers because I'm going to incorporate these flowers. So these are flower sequined. So I added a few of them into the mix because I'm going to put some on top the card. So that's why I did that. They're stuck on my finger. So now the fun part is we're going to get this in to here. Okay, I'm just going to, again, as much as you like. Try to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to try to get some more bubbles out of this one. And these little purple stars, I want to try to get some more of them. I like the contrast in color. I like some, there's some silver, there's some dark purple, there's light purple, and the white. I wouldn't say I'm very good at putting mixes together, but you know, I just kind of put what I like. You put what you like. Okay. Now the fun part. We are going to put this on top of here. Now I'm going to use this little nub here, the little nub to kind of help line it up. So I'm going to try to position that. This is why I like glue for these kind of projects, because I can already see I wasn't perfect at lining it up, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so we're just going to kind of set that right here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take some twine. I got these years ago. I can't find this company anymore. But it's really cool. They're like little cardboard. If anyone, you know, knows if they're still around, let me know. But I couldn't find them anymore. But I've had them for years and years. Now I have to find where the end is. I know I've used this purple one before, so it's got to be up here. And when you can't find it, you just cut it. Okay, so let's just take off a piece. And then position. I'm going to go up in the corner, I think. And we're going to put the string underneath. So let's glue this down. Put a little bit of glue right there because that's where I'm going to put the string. Okay. Okay, get that string under there now. Oh. Obviously didn't push down tight enough again. And then just kind of take your string and go like however you want. And I'll just take a couple little things of glue there. I'm just going to take my string, whoops. Okay, one there. And then I'll curve one kind of here. Nothing fancy. Ah, it's stuck to my finger, everyone. Glue the end down. Let's see if I can get my finger off without pulling it all off. Okay, we have something like that. And we are going to put this across the bottom. And we're just going to, whoops, take this piece. And I got to make sure I have the right way. Let's glue this one. This one I made into a birthday card. And let's put some dimension on it. So what do we got left here? We'll take the rest of this little piece and put down. And then we have some of this other one. Put down. Get that on there. And you can put a little extra glue on if you want. That helps to position it too. And I'm just going to go kind of in the center down here. Okay, and then I want another piece of string. What I'm not is a bow maker, so we are just going to do a quick little, like, tie your shoe little bow. Pull it tight. Okay, let's see. I want that down on the actual string down there. Okay, so I think that size is good. Let's cut off some of the tails. Don't want too much tail. Put some glue down there. And we'll just stick it down there. Okay, we're not done though yet, but I'll give you a close-up of what we have so far. Okay. Now, I wanted to incorporate those flowers that I have inside. So, again, let's do a 3s up here. Make sure they're the right way. Now that one's upside down. Let's turn it this way. And this one looks okay. Okay, white was a bad choice. I was debating whether I was going to make... Okay. The 3 up there. I think I will put... one on here in this corner. Oh, I got right there in that corner. We'll put one. And that one's upside down too. And we have another purple one we'll put down in this corner. And since that's all we have left, well, I have some in there. I have some left in this here. Okay, let's see. We'll put a couple of little stars. Come on, glue. That's a little too much glue. Let's take these dark purple stars out and drop them down. Scatter a few of them. I kind of like them. They're teeny, but oh, get off there. I think it's unscrewed. Okay. You can get carried away with the decorating part. Ooh, get back over there. Okay, we're gonna stop. Okay. Oops, forgot to fold that before we did the card. I should have folded it. Okay, so there's that one. I wanted a simple white background to show off the balloon on this one. Alright, so there's 3 different ways. We use foam on this one. We use the paper on this one. And this one, we just glued 2 acetates together to make a flat one. Now, I have another one. Let's see, what time is it? This one is not going to be on... I'm making this one on an album. So it's not going to be on a card. But we're going to cut. I wanted to show you guys how I cut out. So I have this jar die. And we are going to use it. Get my Empress up here. And my little bases. I will need my metal die, my metal sheet. Okay. So for this one, we put this down. Nope, that's not the magnetic one. That's my metal one. I need the magnetic one. I do that all the time. Okay, you want to put your die cutting side up. And let's see, I'm trying to think. I want to get 2 out of here. How I can do this way. Because I want to get 2. Oh, just as I thought. My paper is going to be too wide. So let's just cut it to where we're going to need it. The only thing about the mini one is the opening isn't as wide, but I do not use the big one that often because most of my dies are smaller dies. So we need to get 2 more of these cut. And let's see if it cut through. I'm going to cut that through one more time. I didn't put a paper shim in, so might need a little bit more cutting. I do need a paper shim. Need the paper shim. Do I have one down here? And this is what I'm saying about dies. You've got to play around with each die because some of them I do need that extra bulk, that paper shim. I'm hoping I can line this back up because I kind of need 2 of them. Okay. There, I heard all the cutting. That's a good sign. Don't get scared with that. Okay, there's 1. Let's get the... Oh, I still had some of the acetate left inside from the other day. That's why it wasn't cutting, because I cut my acetate piece. Couldn't see the acetate. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't put a shim in the other day, but... Okay. Easy peasy. If it doesn't come out, most of them have a little hole. I help you get it out. I hear sirens outside. All right, let's move this and move this out of our way. All right, the first thing, we got this. We already have 4 layers there. I am going to glue on. Now it has the right side and the wrong side. You can see it's kind of textured on this side and the back side's wrong. So I want to put my piece of acetate, if I can find it again, and I'm going to glue that onto this one. So you want to just put a thin layer. Don't overdo your squeezing. I know I say that and then I probably overdo it. Just like that. This acetate. And then we are going to put this on here and line it up and make sure I have it all on. Acetate can be hard to see, guys, so squeeze outwards. I think I got a little bit, but we're not going to stress about it. All right, let's let that sit there. And boy, we glue these ones together. Make sure I'm gluing them the right way. Okay, we're going to glue these ones together. Yeah, they can all be glued. And then these ones can just go. Okay, I'm just showing you another way that you don't have to use these on cards. This one I'm going to be using on an album later on, so it'll go in my stash. Sometimes I just make up a bunch of different ones like this. you know, or like balloons or stars or whatever, and leave in my stash. And then if I need a card or whatever, something's already made. I don't have to stress make it at the last minute. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do though? I forgot to make a solid backing. So I forgot to do a solid backing, guys. Let's see if this is the color paper I'm using, and we will quickly cut one out. Yep. Okay. That happens. We're just going to do a little fussy cut. We're just going to cut it. I think I'll go around with a pencil. That way I won't accidentally cut my jar. So just take a pencil. Don't worry if this happens. See, maybe I wanted to do this on purpose. Because you need a back piece to hold the sequence in. Okay. Now, doesn't have to be perfect. The bottom piece really isn't going to really show anyways. Because, you know, with this, this is the only way to do it, is you have to kind of trace around, because, you know, it makes an open piece, but you need a solid piece to hold your sequence. Okay. And texture. And I'm just going to look and see if I got it pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to glue that down. I'm going to put the glue on the back of this side because we don't want glue in the middle of this one, of course. See, that didn't take so long. I didn't know if we'd do this one or not, but we have enough time. If it goes a little over, you know, you can always fast forward if you don't like to watch the long videos. I try not to make them much more than 30 minutes, but we're already in the 40-some. Okay, so then you have that, okay? Oops, I forgot. One thing is to put the flowers inside. Put your flowers inside, then put your top back on. See, I got myself all flustered. Good. Okay. There you go. Like that. Okay. And we're going to trim off a little bit down there. Okay, we have that. Now, for this one, I just want these ones. The clear bubbles. I had some like really light blue bubbles, but I'm out of them. I would have used them to make it look like water, but clear will work just as well. So we're going to put some clear in. You see all the bubbles? Okay. This one might want more, look like more like water. Okay, we'll put that in for now. Okay. Now, this is our acetate piece we're going to put on top. So we are going to run our glue along here. Not too thick. Enough of a layer to hold it together though. All right. Now we are going to try our best on camera to glue and hold that down. The bubbles are a little bigger on this one, so it's fighting me just a little. Put some clips on it while we do our other parts. I always have some clips by you guys. Use those to hold down for right now. See, and then when we put it, it kind of looks like water. Okay. Make sure. Get back on there. Yeah. Come on, get in there. Do it a little bit more glue because I've been playing around. All right, we're gonna hold that. All right, so then I cut just the lid part off. So I just put a piece of paper, just enough to cover the lid here. And I did it in this kind of like a coppery paper. I wanted it to look like a old-fashioned jar. And we're gonna glue that right onto there. Okay. Just to give it a little bit more. I didn't have no long stickers, or I would have used stickers, but I had no, so I had to do a print and cut on the flowers. I think I used up a lot of my sticker stash. So, especially the flowers. So I had a lot of short ones, but I didn't have the long stem ones left. Okay, so we have that. Now, normally I also would take, the clip flew off, some twine and put around, but because I don't know what color I want on twine, I'm not going to put it. I'll just show you guys what I would do. I would wrap it around a few times along the top there. But because I don't know yet what color scheme I will be doing, I'm not going to do that. But I think we're all dry now. And there is a jar one. And now that one's ready to go to add on. You could always add that on top of a card, an album, whatever. It's all ready to go. Now it looks like water inside. So cute. So cute. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this and learned a little bit something about shaker cards, and you won't be so intimidated. They're not that hard. Start out simple, simple, simple. You know, we talked about this in a live video too. I can link that too for you guys. For everyone who wasn't at the live, I can go ahead and link that. And we talked more about shakers and stuff like that too, and I showed some more examples. But I hope you guys will give a shaker a try and let me know. And as always, if you guys can give me a like and subscribe, that'll help the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.